Well, I did that. Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here on a dark and stormy Monday evening, July the 14th, 2025. Thank you for watching video number 2. Right here, once again, on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down there in my pants. Otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. So if you do, you're going to get hit with a bolt of lightning. Because you, yes you, fat boy, are SOL. And I think we all know what that means by now. That's that. Alright. We got that. Alright, no big intro because Raw's coming up in about 10 minutes. I'm going to do this pretty quickly, so we have that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, check out my Evolution 2 Electric Boogaloo review. It'll be up, by the time you see this, it'll be up on the screen and everything. Well, that's that. Alright, so on this really stormy, lightning, Satan is crazy, raining like cats and dogs here for the next few hours. But kind of need a rain, but not this much rain. I'm supposed to get like 2-3 inches of rain by the time this gets out of here by the morning. Well, it's going to be raining like crazy up until like midnight, and then it stops a little bit. But hopefully I don't lose power. But if I do, I don't have much power on my phone, so I'm going to start charging my phone as quickly as I can. So that's why I'm going to do this video quickly. Hopefully start watching Monday Night Raw, and then we'll hopefully talk about it later. Okay, Mark, stop! The Undertaker I'm talking about. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, it is time for your late, kind of out of date, AEW All In and NXT Great American Bash. Thoughts? Thoughts, you understand? Alright, so thoughts for both shows last night. Not doing Saturday Night's main event. Don't we want to talk about that, because it wasn't really that good. But at least Walter destroyed Ober, so that's the only good thing that happened on the show. We got that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, off the actual phone, not off the my notes, my backup notes. This is my backup notes, so it's my computer. I'm trying to save power on my computer for Raw, and if it goes, power goes out. Alright, so All In was a pretty damn good show last night. Nigel McGuinness was commentary with Tony Baloney, Excalibur, Taz, of course. I don't know if Jim Ross was there, but we got that. Alright, not doing the pre-show matches. I care less for the pre-show. Alright, so we had Adam Cole, baby, come out and with his speech. Very heartfelt speech, talking about he has a concussion right now, he's not medically cleared, so he has to drop the title. And then he's thinking about retirement, and the fans are like, no! Hey, but we still got you on Twitch! Right, Chugs? We got you on Twitch! You don't have to worry about that. You'll be fine if you do retire. You'll be good fine on Twitch for the next 35 years. We move on. Alright, so we started the show off with a Trios title match. We had the Ops, Shibata, Hobbs, and Samoa Joe taking on Claudio Castagnoli de Suisse, William Useless, the guy that fears himself, and the man from Japan, Gabriel Kidd. The Ops get the win, and to retain the Trios titles in 14 minutes. Okay, we got that. Obviously won that. Alright, match number 2 on the main show, the Men's Casino Gauntlet match. No surprises in the match, really. MJF was number 2. Mark Briscoe number 1. And lo and behold, guess who wins? Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker and his tiny pickle. He gets the win by pinning Roger Strong. Match almost lasted 35 minutes, but MJF gets the win, and he gets a title shot coming his way against either Moxley or the Hangman Adam Page. So we knew that was going to happen. Alright, for the interim AEW TNT title, we had the natural Dustin Rhodes, the dancing fool Danny Garcia with Daddy Magic, Matt Maynard. You want to know what makes his nipples hard? Go ask him yourself. Kyle Fletcher, the Proto Star, and the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, in his hometown of Texas, and even though it's from Houston. Good match, but shockingly, Dustin Rhodes gets the win as he wins by pinfall. I forgot who he pinned. I think it was Sammy or Danny Garcia. But anyway, he is the new AEW TNT champion. Now he holds 3 belts, the Ring of Honor Tag Team belts, and Trios Championship, and now the main roster AEW TNT title. So, probably going to have some celebration for him on Dynamite this Wednesday night on the program. But it was very, it was crying up a storm at the post-show. What do you expect from a crybaby like Cody? Cody cries more than him. Alright, we got that. Alright, match number 3 on the main show. Tag team match. We had Swerve with my good buddy Prince Nana. Buy his coffee, please, at PrinceNana.coffee.com. And Will Oceansway. Reach for the sky. Whoa! Bam. They take on the Young Bucks. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. The caveats of this match: if Swerve and Oceansway lose, they can't wrestle for the world title for a full calendar year. But if the Bucks lost, their EVP titles go bye-bye. So this was a pretty damn good match. I didn't think Swerve, and I thought the Bucks were going to somehow sneak out of Texas with the win, but in the end, Swerve and Oceansway picked up the victory, so the Bucks are no longer EVPs, so Tony Khan's the only one left now. And technically Cody, but Cody's gone. So Tony Khan, the only EVP that matters now. So we got that. So the Bucks, Depth Riders' little control of AEW over the last year, almost 2 years now, is starting to crumble. So we'll see if Hangman can win the big one for Team AEW and come out and destroy and end the Depth Riders' Bucks control. But we'll see what happens with that. So that match lasted under 26 minutes. Good match, though. Alright, then we had the Women's Casino Gauntlet match for a future AEW Women's title. Lasted exactly 27 minutes. And, well, Mina was in this, so I was hoping she'd win, because she is the Ring of Honor Interim Women's TV Champion. But Athena was in it, so I'm like, well, I mean, anybody could have won this, but Athena, the forever Ring of Honor Champion, has a AEW Women's World title shot coming her way. So you know what that could possibly mean, that either she retires as Ring of Honor Forever Champion, or she brings it over to the main roster, destroys the main roster, basically, and then she has a date with Destiny against either Toni Storm or Mercedes Hogan Moné. But we see what happens with that. But congrats to Athena. Sucks you had to pin my girl Mina. But I still love you. For now. I love your theme. Her theme in AEW when she was Ember Moon wasn't bad too. The first and second one. But we move on. Alright, after that, for the AEW World Tag Team titles, which lasted under 19 minutes, we had the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Baby, Shelton Benjamin, along with MVP and Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker. They took on Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey, taking on the patriarchy of Chris Kidd and Nick fucking Wayne, the Ring of Honor TV champion, who came out with Kip Sabian, and Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes! She looked good. Alright, in the end, the Hurt Syndicate retained the titles. I kind of had a feeling they would win, but I think I picked the patriarchy to win, but anyway. So they retained the titles in under 19 minutes. And then after the match, Nick fucking Wayne turns on Christian, joins up with FTR and Stokely Hathaway. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, he beats his dad to basically not a bloody pulp, but a pulp, and then we hear, you think you know me? Then Edge, hey kids, it's Edge. Threshold comes out. Adam Copeland comes out to save his buddy. So it only means that Edge and Christian will face FTR somewhere down the line. That could be epic. Or they could go for the tag team titles and have one final reign. That could happen. I think we might see that by maybe All Out. Maybe by what's the October pay-per-view? Dynasty? I think it's Dynasty in October. I think it's Dynasty. I forget what the October pay-per-view is. Probably no Wrestle Dream. I'm sorry. Probably Wrestle Dream. Dynasty was months ago. So probably could see that when we get there. But we'll see. All right. So let's listen under 19 minutes. All right. Then we go to the women's title. Timeless Toni Storm, darling bosom. All right. She takes on 6 belts Mercedes Hogan. Great entrance with the hoopy hoop. Timeless Toni Storm with the spotlight. It was great. Great match. 24-minute match. Thank the Lord. Toni Storm gives Mercedes Moné her first official loss in AEW. Retains the AEW Women's title. Now she possibly has a date with Athena coming up. But, I mean, we'll see what happens on Wednesday night on the program. But, thank God Toni Storm won. Thank the Lord. I think everybody would have rioted in Texas. It would have been a really bad riot if Mercedes would have won her 7th belt. But thankfully she did not. And now I hope the dominoes start falling and all those belts go bye-bye. Not counting the Owen Hart belt, because that's not an actual belt. But I digress. Moving on. Alright, after that, we had the winner-take-all match to unify the AEW Continental Breakfast of Champions title that Okada has. He comes out with Don Callis, who's on commentary and at ringside. He takes on Enzio from Assassin's Creed. Kenny Omega, bang! The Intercontinental Champion to unify the belts for the inaugural AEW Unified title. Great match, their 5th match in their trilogy. Okada somehow got the win, even though Kota Ibushi was at ringside, but the rest of the Don Callis family came out, couldn't do anything about it. So, Okada is the new AEW Unified Champ. Match lasted 30.5 minutes. Great match. Great. Alright, then we get to the main event for the AEW World title in a Texas Death Match. We have the champion, Jon Moxley, along with Marina Shafir. Takes on the Hangman, Adam Page, and he did a lot of cowboy shit. Moxley was first to bleed, as always, with the fork and the knife and the spoon and whatever. He was gushing blood. And then eventually, Adam Page was gushing blood. They used barbed wire tables, barbed wire itself, broken glass, beer bottle glass. It was crazy. As sheets. The Bucks come out to cause some chaos. The rest of the Death Riders come out to cause some chaos. Swerve comes out near the end. Prince Nana stops Marina Shafir from giving Moxley the briefcase. That was nice. The Ops come out. Daniel Bryan comes out in a mask and hits the Claymore kick. I mean, the Psycho knee on Moxley. I think it was on Moxley or Claudio. I forget who it was. Darby comes down from the top of the fucking building. On the top of the stadium, basically. That was cool, like a little Sting-esque. So, they pulled out, Team AEW pulled out all the stops, and eventually the Bucks brought out a bed of nails, which was used. Deadeye on the broken glass. Paradigm shift on the bed of nails. Ugh. Buckshot lariat onto Mox. Moxley fell into the bed of nails. And then Swerve comes out with his chain. And he's reluctantly about to give it up. He doesn't want to give it to Hangman. He reluctantly gives it to Hangman, who basically hangs Mox over the top rope. And Mox like, and he taps out. We have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion and the Hangman Adam Page, 2-time champ. Match lasted under 36 minutes. Great way to end the pay-per-view. And I gave the pay-per-view 8.5 out of 10 stars. And we got that. Alright, really quickly, we're going to go into the Great American Bash because they're doing a Evolution recap. I can't even type tonight because I'm looking at my phone. I'm doing this off my phone, I'm sorry about that. Because I'm not doing it off my computer with my regular notes on. I'm doing my backup notes. Okay, so we got that. Alright, so the Great American Bash wasn't great, but still, it was what it was, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so we started off, match number 1, Bouncy Javon Evans takes on Pastor Jasper Troy, and Bouncy shockingly beat the Pastor Jasper Troy in a little over 13 and a half minutes. He gets the win by pinfall, so he gets some revenge, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night on the program. Alright, match number 2 for the NXT Women's title, Women's North American title. The resident Surfer Girl, So Ruka, with Delta at ringside, defeated Izzy Dame of the Culling, along with her so-called best friend, Tatum Paxley. There's a little bit of miscommunication in the match between Tatum and Izzy. So Ruka hit the Soul Snatcher on Izzy to retain the belt in under 12 minutes. So Ruka retains, but I think she's got a date with Delta coming up, because Delta speared So Ruka during that the women's tag team title match. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night on NXT. We got that. Alright, match number 3, Falls Count Anywhere match. This was crazy as shit for the NXT North American title, the men's title. All Ego. Ethan Page takes on Absolute Ricky Starks. This was a crazy match, under 15 minutes. They went in the back. They were fighting right near the fucking entrance and the lights and everything. It was crazy, but in the end, Ethan Page retains the title, which sucks. So he beats Ricky Starks again to retain the title, but it is what it is. Decent match, what it was. Alright, match number 4 for the NXT Men's World Championship. We have the champ, Oba! Who? Femi Daruna from Wakanda. He took on the legend from Japan, Yoshiki Inamura, with his good buddy, Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs, you're an idiot, because Inamura looked like he had the title won, but Briggs was a little bit too cocky and everything, and Oba came back, hits the fall from grace, 1, 2, 3 to retain the NXT Men's title in a little over 13 minutes. So I don't know who's next for Oba at this point. Maybe Briggs, but who gives a fuck about that? Oba would annihilate him easy. So we got that. Alright, then in the main event for a tag team match, we had Big Mama Pump Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe, Mariah May, in her first NXT/WWE match. Takes on Jacy Jayne, the NXT Women's Champion, and former woman Fallon Don't Call Her to the Dawn Henley, along with the beautiful Jasmine Nix at ringside. 16.5 minute match. Decent match, but in the end, Jordynne and Blake, they teamed up. They coexisted, actually, or, for now. Then we saw it at Evolution, where Blake Monroe turned on Jordynne and helped Jacy retain the title and possibly join Fatal Influence. So we got that. So, but Jordynne and Blake Monroe get the win after Blake hit sometime a move, and then Jordynne hit the Juggernaut Driver, bitch. I think on Fallon Henley, 1, 2, 3 to get the win, and that's pretty much it. So that is it for NXT Great American Bash. It wasn't great. So I'm going to give the Bash 6.25 out of 10 stars, but like I said, All In was the show of the weekend, 8.5 out of 10 stars. And if you didn't watch my Evolution review, I gave that 7.5 out of 10 stars. And that's it. Alright, Naomi is here, the new Raw Women's Champion. We're going to hear from her. And, the heist of the century, or not the century, heist of 2025. As she cashed in on Mommy Rhea Ripley and Io. And now we have to proceed with caution. So we have to see who her next opponent might be. It could be a rematch with Io, one-on-one. Mommy could get in. who knows? So we'll see what happens with that. Alright guys, I am out of here. We're going to go watch Raw. Going to have my sensible dinner, chill for a little bit. Then, maybe, just maybe later, we'll do our Monday Night Raw review over on my Killer Demons channel, Killer Demons 669. So, check it out. Links to the right channels are all down below in the gobbledygook. Please, leave a comment if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. You'll get sent to the Shadow Realm. You'll get blocked. And you can go cry to your mama. And that's all I got to say about that. So, should be a great show tonight for Monday Night Raw. Naomi's out, praising herself as always. And we'll talk about Monday Night Raw a little bit later on. And we'll talk about TNA tomorrow, early tomorrow afternoon. We get that. And then we'll get into NXT tomorrow. We'll do it. We'll get you ready for NXT tomorrow. And then, like I said on my last video, Wednesday afternoon. Mark it down on your calendar on the Metal God channel. My reaction and review of the new In This Moment track off their new album, which is tentatively titled ITM 9, their hit song Heretic with the lovely Kim Dracula on the track. That debuts on Wednesday, the 16th. So can't wait for that. New music from In This Moment. They're on tour starting Wednesday in Green Bay, Wisconsin for the Hell Hath No Fury tour. And then it'll be in my neck of the woods in August. Can't wait for that. And then they're gonna be touring in September and October to, I don't know if the album's coming out by then, but we'll see. I forgot the name of that tour. I gotta look that up. But they're gonna be on tour September and October, and then maybe through into December, before Christmas, before Maria and Chris Howard's birthdays, right before mine, which is great. And Ozzy's in the same month. It's just the greatest month in the world. December's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. 4.5 months away till level 49. You better get ready. It's gonna be epic. So, we got that. So, In This Moment's on tour. We're gonna see them next month. Can't wait for that. Gonna see Zakk Wylde in November because his Black Sabbath tribute band, Zakk Sabbath, is coming to my neck of the woods around Thanksgiving weekend. Can't wait for that. That's going to be epic. So, lots of good stuff coming away. I can't wait for the rest of the summer. Into the fall. New music from In This Moment. Lots more new music coming away from a lot of great bands that you know and love. Lots of good tours coming away. The end of the summer, into the fall, and into the winter. Going to be great as we get into Christmas. And that's that. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, if you're not down with that, well, me and the entire Prophecy, which are really better than you, and you know it, and we're real. I don't even have to prove that to you. I already did. I don't have to prove it even more. But you people don't think it's real. And there's no members. It's just me and the missus. You are sadly mistaken, and they don't even need to fight my battles. So fuck you, man. If you're not down with that, fuck you, man. The greatest fucking catchphrase in the history of life itself. Because there's nothing else better than that. And if you can't handle it, get the fuck off YouTube and get a life. Simple as that. That's it. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Naomi's just basically ripping people apart. Mommy Rhea Ripley just came out. She is pissed. Why not? Now, Io's gonna come out too and be pissed too. I want title match! We want rematch! We are sushi later! No. We got that. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm gonna watch Raw. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, peace!